next 5 years, which you're the future leaders of the community, and I want you to own that. I don't say that, just to say it. I really do believe that you are the future. College, and I understand the pressure that comes along with being the first to do anything. Anybody feel that way? Being the first to do anything is a little bit scary. I'm the first in my family to take that big leap into higher education, and at times I didn't know how I would make it to college. I didn't think that the path was clear, but I knew education was my opportunity out. Right? Anybody feel that way? It was an opportunity out to do something different. Watching them make sacrifices every day, doing whatever it took to give us better opportunities that I didn't even think was possible. You can't do this alone, right? You can't do this at work alone, and I think that when he has, shared that, the importance of partnerships and networking, you can do so more by reaching out to people. Get out of being shy. If you're an introvert, do what you can to become an extrovert. Get out and speak, open your mouth, talk to people. It's about the networking, the connections that you're capable of overcoming whatever stands in your way. You have the power to shape your future and make a difference in this world. And as you continue your journey through Upper Ground and beyond, I want you to always remember this. You are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Do not be afraid. Dream big, push boundaries, and challenge the status quo. And never forget, you're not alone. You have a community and a support system that is rooting for you every step of the way. I want to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey today, and I cannot wait to see all the incredible things that you've achieved. Keep moving forward, keep believing in yourselves, and know that your future is waiting, and it is truly extraordinary. Thank you, Trio Works, and I believe in you, and thank you for allowing me to share space with you today. This is what I need, because Moonbeam is going to connect you. The staff is going to connect you. And if you just met me today, now I'm a part of your network. So I'm a part of someone who can give you a referral to something, serve as a reference for you, right? Because you're in the program, and now we're founded because I'm an Upper Mountain alumni, you're Upper Mountain students, right? Your goals, what do you do with becoming a doctor, a teacher, engineer, entrepreneur, a public servant, a vice president? There is a path for you, and you have everything you need to walk it.
Kindness, warmest, most inclusive, because I think they understand the mission. And the minute I met you, the first day I met her, it was all love and just this warmth, because you exude what Upper Down is all about. It is you become a part of a family, and that family is extended nationwide. So for those of you that are fairly new to Upper Down, there are Upper Down programs throughout the whole country, out into the Pacific Islands, and these programs have been in existence for 60 years. And so I think there could have been no better keynote in our 60th year of existence in Trio. And so in our program, so I've been an Upper Down director now for 24 years, 7.5 of those years here at Long Beach City College. And at Salem State University, I write with my students a book by Archbishop Desmond Tutu. And we discovered this word Ubuntu. And it means community, I see you, we're one, what we do to one, we do to all. And I love that you embrace that concept. And so we are inducting you into our Upper Down family here at LBCC, and we hope that you'll wear this shirt proudly. But we know we have you in our corner now, and knowing that there is somebody in a position here at the college that sees our students and sees what our students are doing is so valuable. So really thank you for being willing to come here and spend time with us and inspire our students and our families. Thank you so much. There's a more powerful expression of Trio Works than when you see these incredible humans that are navigating their way through college. Axel is the one person on the panel that has completed that process and is continuing on in hopes of becoming a doctor. You will become a doctor, and we're so proud of you. And the way you say connections work, Dr. Higley came to our first Gen panel in November, and now she brought Dr. Suazo, who's here from Cal State Long Beach. That is where our friend Adrian goes, so we'll have to make sure we connect you, because truly the world is built on valuable connections and how we can help each other along. And so we would love for our panelists to share their stories as well.
If you don't already know me, my name is Axel. I graduated from Milliken High School in the undergrad program in 2019, so it's been a while. And then I,
I went to Poly. I graduated from Poly at Upward Bound in 2022, so not too long ago. I'm currently at USC and I am studying health promotion and disease prevention along a really interesting major in public health. And then my favorite Upward Bound memory, I think would probably have to be like when I came back as an alumni, or like I was in like the transition period in the summer before I went to USC. I got to act as a chaperone, but I got a more, I want to say, a more true experience of Upward Bound in terms of visiting colleges, because when I joined the program, it was like I had COVID, I didn't get to do much, and by the time that we were in person, it was just making me here at LBCC, which was still fun, don't get me wrong. But I think like going on those college trips on the bus to San Francisco that took us like 7 hours to get there was really fun. So I think that was probably one of my favorite memories.
Hi guys, my name is Lisa. I'm Matthew's twin sister and I am a third year at Harvard. I study chemical and physical bio with a secondary in applied math. If I say some jargon, I'm so sorry. It's just that, I don't know, anyways, old school. But my favorite Upward Bound memory was actually our interview where we met Wendy. I think, if I remember correctly, it lasted like 3 hours or something. And my parents hopped on the call. It was actually like kind of embarrassing in the moment, but that's okay. When you got to meet my sister and I think that was when I truly found out that like I could have a community that could support me, especially since my sister and I, like many of you in the crowd, come from a Christian family who may not know the college process, like the Common Apple.
Journey toward a goal that not everybody has, that investment in yourself, in wanting to go to college and realizing your dream is being the first in your family to go to college, it changes everything. And I do remember that interview. Let me clarify, it was 3 hours because it was both of them. And they had so many important things to say. In fact, I called after I got off, I got on, and this was during COVID, so it was virtual, but I called one of our teachers immediately and I said, oh my gosh, you know, these young ladies, they proposed that we do a class on the real history behind that, because you were talking about public schools were lacking and what they were not providing you. And I think that's the beauty of Upward Bound. If you're not able to get what you need to get where you want to go, Upward Bound can do that to expand the way that you see opportunities, the way that you see the world, the way that you see yourself. And I think that there are not many programs that exist.
Definitely. I think Upward Bound, the community just transpires and mirrors itself past the high school experience. I mean, me going to Harvard works in Boston, so, and Wendy coincidentally worked in Salem State, which is like 40 minutes north of Boston, I think, if I have my geography correct, but anyways. So, my first Thanksgiving at Harvard, of course the plane tickets cross country are like, what, $700, $800, $1,000. So I've never had a Thanksgiving home since being at college. And so Wendy, my first year, she flew out and connected me with one of her alum from one of the first years that she worked at the Upward Bound at Salem State. And I know that I've talked about this previously, but he's basically my host dad. I've invited him to my own like social events and parent events that my parents unfortunately aren't able to come to because of work and etc. And like I think that I've formulated my own family on the East Coast, which is something completely new because I don't really have Mexican culture. I'm Mexican, so Mexican culture isn't really prominent in the East Coast, and I miss the food so much. But I love Dominican food even better, so it's okay. But yeah, I think just Wendy taking the time to care for me, and Nathaniel, who is the alum, to welcome me into his home, not knowing who I am, which is very scary, but that's okay. Just knowing that he knew that I was part of Upward Bound has made me make my own family in the East Coast possible, and I definitely see inviting them to like my own little Thanksgivings when I'm like older and stuff. So they're basically like my own little family.
Upward Bound not only is a family, but it's also a safe space. I think every time that we came in our time at Upward Bound, I was always really excited. Tensions rise in families, and especially during COVID, it was like, sometimes you just needed that escape where you just like, I have to get out of here, like I can't be in So I think, being able to step outside when we used to be in the horticulture garden and whatnot. So I think having Upward Bound, like every time I think about Upward Bound, I'll talk to my friends about it. And I'm like, Upward Bound. And then I tell them like it genuinely feels like a really like a sacred space, a safe space, and like you can really do anything in the sense of like, you can be yourself. And you meet a lot of great people, and it's just really fun. So I think that when I think of Upward Bound is just a safe space.
It's a safe space. Every time I come in here, all my worries, all my stress just goes away. I'm always greeted by a smile here, and I think it's just, a place where you're surrounded with others who want the best for you. In short, it's just like, the perfect space for growth.
I come from the same similar neighborhoods, background, and I know the struggle. My mama was on welfare. We didn't have lights sometimes. And I don't even want to cry. There's just things that happen. I had a stepfather who was on heroin, and all of a sudden that could have just been me, right? But why Upward Bound means something to me because it gave me something else to do to get me out of those things, and it fueled my passion for where I'm at now. And I really owe it to Upward Bound. That's why it means so much to me, and that's why I see myself in each one of these eyes who are all looking at me right now. I see myself in each one of you, and I know these humans up here do as well. But there's just so much more when you're a part of such a big family like this, so take advantage of it, and just continue on, just keep taking advantage of the resource and opportunity because they don't come along so often,
Being able to go to these virtual sessions and be like, hey, I have a question. Because I still, even like talking to Wendy or like to anybody of my friends, like I still struggle with asking for help, but I think coming with Upward Bound and like growing up with Upward Bound, like you kind of get a sense of like, hey, like, even if it's just something simple, like, hey, I need help with this or anything.
But it's to learn how to communicate with so many people. For example, because we were virtual until like I think our senior year, which is year, right? A lot of the communication that at least I did was with Wendy and with a lot of the volunteers, the adult volunteers who were with the program at the time, who unfortunately aren't here anymore, but nonetheless. When I formulated these relationships and I began to ideate with them, like, oh, I want to go to Harvard, I want to go to the East Coast, I want to see snow, but like obviously we did go technically, but like, anyways, it's just like, TLDR, we didn't ever go to Harvard, but I just remember telling them like, AP Euro, I don't like that class, but like I have to do well because my transcripts and I'm stressed, and oh my god, and it's like learning how to communicate all of these fears to the adults at the time who I had communication with. They were able to see me who I was and tell me like, no, you're fine, and like learn how to like deal with the stress of learning how to apply to college as a first generation student, and likewise beginning my first year, finding the funds to afford plane tickets, to afford books, to afford computers, etc., where now not only is it like, yes, I'm a part of Upward Bound, but it's also like they get to see me, Anuska, for who I am and what I need. So it's like they get to know who I am on this relationship where it goes both ways, where now Wendy can tell me anything and I hopefully can tell her everything, and then we're like this, right? So I think that is a key thing that I've transferred likewise at Harvard, where I'm able to talk to my professors and get to know them on a new level and get to hear about their 3-year-old who just started preschool. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. And we're able to connect, and then hopefully later on they're able to offer their advice to me when I want to apply to law school or something, or want to test out the barriers for business and entering into these new realms and fields that I'm very interested in, so that then I can learn how to communicate with adults who I've never really thought about, or I've always been scared to talk to the professor of organic chemistry at the front of a 400 lecture class. Oh my goodness, like they don't want to get to know me, but they do, and like she's so sweet and I love her. But I think definitely a piece of advice that I would say is try to talk to as many people as you can. It's awkward, I know. I was also
State College and it piles up. It's messy, it's not cute. But I think just like simple things like that allow me to adjust to those habits, and also like being able to tour colleges, because the only colleges I'd ever toured and had the ability to tour were the ones like literally CSU, LBCC, and LBCC.
Tend to compare yourselves to others. Oh, you got an A, I got a B, right? And I think something I learned as the years went on was don't compare yourself to others, compare yourself to yourself, right? You're here at this school to compete with yourself. How much better can I do moving forward? And that's simple, short. Don't compare yourselves to others. You're in a race.
About your character and who you are, not what you have. And you did not get a free ride there. You earned your way into those spaces. And so by virtue of being in these spaces, you're paving the way for our students here. Because I know that you girls, what you did, they're our first students to go to the Ivies, which in the history of LBCC up or down, but now that gives every other student in this room the acknowledgement that it is possible. If you were able to do it from Long Beach, any of our students sitting here are able to.
That's something sure. Because I want to know if any of y'all get to get from schools too. But yeah, just keep it pushing. I love y'all so bad. But yeah, so I think that's
You only need one acceptance, by the way. You only need one school. And we found there's LBCC, so save your money. Save your money. Yeah, that you've done everything you can. So just chill out and don't get senioritis.
keep it pushing.
I want all our students to write that in your notebook. If you have a pen and a paper, please write down KIP. Keep it pushing, invaluable. And I think that, absolutely, because you're the perfect person to sum all this up. Give us an analogy of rock climbing.
I guess, as you go into this, big scary world, as long as you have yourself, you have someone.
If you feel the need to go to therapy, and every school has free resources for that, go to, get yourself, advocate for yourself, really. I remember I was very scared to go to therapy. I remember thinking to myself, oh, if I tell my mom, how's my mom gonna think? What is she gonna think? And my mom was super happy when I went and started getting therapy. I'm a very anxious person, very nervous person, so I think it helped me a lot. So the one thing is go to therapy, really advocate for yourself, check in with yourself, your mental health. Because ultimately, if you're not in the I don't want to say correct, but if you're not in the mental health space that you want to be in, or that you need to be in, I guess you can say, that can really affect your performance in school, and also for yourself and your relationships with friends, significant others, whatever the case may be. So I would say,
Doing so, I've learned one important thing, right? So rock setters are the people who set these older problems, and they set it in a specific way that requires a specific, sort of path to get to the top of the wall. But that's not the only path that works. You can make your own path, and so, if the path that is, set, ingrained in society to get to a certain, position, you can always make your own. And once you get to the top of this wall and you fall, don't get discouraged because you know that you've made it there before.
Success is not microwavable, meaning it doesn't just come quick and easy. You can't just add water. You gotta put in work, right? You can't. If nothing comes easy, if it comes too fast, it's not gonna end up good. All money is not good money. Anybody with that? I always say that growing up. So take your time. Take your time. It's okay. Take your time. don't rush into anything, don't make quick decisions. Nothing comes overnight. Don't just act.
And then two, I think, and Wendy knows this, and I think like even Altea at the time, she was in the program when we were still in, right? Like when we graduated. I think everybody knew that I was really scared to go to USC. Like I remember crying, cause okay, I had an advisor tell me that I wasn't like made to be in a STEM major and like a science major, and so I think that scared me, like that really freaked me out. And so I think if I could tell my high school self, like if I could go back in time, I'd probably just say, like relax, like chill, it'll be okay. And again, like just to emphasize, like if not getting a science degree or if not going in the science path, the traditional path, like I would like that it's gonna be okay. Like as long as you're graduating and you're getting that degree. Ultimately, like when I had this conversation with my mom, like
I don't need you. So, show yourself grace all the time, every day. Nobody is perfect, and that's okay. And your failures build armor. Those are life lessons, and now you know, so you don't make the same mistakes, right? So don't beat yourself up. You get a bad grade, you get a 1.2, you will survive. You're gonna be okay. At the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't matter where you go, it doesn't matter, show yourself grace all the time, every day. Nobody is perfect, and that's okay. And your failures build armor. Those are life lessons, and now you know, so you don't make the same mistakes.
Believing in yourself, choosing good mentors, showing up for yourself, investing in your mental health, not comparing yourself to others, right? So there were some universal themes, really about just looking at the life that you want to have and what you have to do to make that possible. And I think, Michelle, you talked about you might work the smartest person, but nobody could outwork you. Nobody had a better work ethic. And every single one of us in that room has that ability. We might not have the highest IQ like the gentleman that bothered you in your class every single day for that year, but every one of us has the capacity to work hard. And just by virtue of being here, that is, you've already won the first half of the race, is you're here. And so I think that if you just keep showing up, keep investing in yourself, keep aligning yourself with people that want you to achieve your goals, then everything is possible. And I see whether it is LBCC or Cal State Long Beach or an Ivy or something in between, wherever you see that best fit that is right for you, that's where you belong, and that's where you will make that dream happen.
Even after I finished medical school and I'm a doctor and I'm smart and I'm doing procedures on people, I meet other doctors who graduated from Harvard or Princeton or other places, and I felt less than because I graduated from Cal State Long Beach. But what I didn't really understand until I was over 50 years old is that your superpower, because we didn't go to boarding school and we didn't have parents who had friends that could give us internships or any of that kind of stuff. But your superpower is the fact that you're first gen. Because there is no one that is hungrier or can work harder than we can. And that's why you're at Princeton, and you're at Harvard, and you're at USC, and you are graduated.
100%. Amen to that. Yes, whatever that is. I had students that took 12 years to get a degree. They went to school, they dropped out, they went back, but they eventually did. So whatever you choose to do, just invest in yourself. We're not telling you the path that you need to take, but we see the potential in every single one of you. And so we just want to make sure that you don't give up on yourself, that you make sure that you show up, that you invest your time and energy into things that are positive and things that are going to grow you and things that are going to take you outside of your comfort zone. And I think a lot of our panelists also alluded to sometimes our families, because they don't know how to tell us run your own race. I think that is